This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim that's out there teaching and preaching in truth and in sincerity. I'm the brother Bartholomew from the GMS Memphis camp, back with another quick lesson. And ultimately, I hope this lesson is edifying to the elect. The title of this lesson is Idolatry is Still a Major Issue. So, yeah, with that being said, yeah, idolatry is still a big deal. Just like I read in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, starting at verse 3, idolatry has been a major part of the downfall of Israel, following these other gods of these other nations, which are, as the scriptures describe them. Matter of fact, let me get that in Psalms chapter 96. This is Psalms chapter 96. Verse 5, it says, For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. Our power, the power, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, he is the only real power, man. You see, all these other, gods, whether it be Allah, whether it be Buddha, all of them are fake. You know what I'm saying? Because our power, Yahweh, he made the heavens. And that credit would not go to anyone else, man. We worship a power that, like I say, that literally created the heavens. So it's really no point in worshiping these graven images, because it's what? It's just that. It's an idol, man. It ain't. It's literally nothing, man. It's a dumb statue or an image. The image of Jesus Christ, man. That's an idol. That's a powerful idol. And there's statues of him all over the world. Sergio Borgia, that's his real name. But people to this day still bow down and worship that like that's something to be worshipped, like it's living. But no, we serve the living power, man. All the other gods are fake. Let me get that in Habakkuk chapter 2. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 18. It says, What profiteth the graven image, that the maker thereof hath graven it, the molten image, and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols. It's literally like saying, hey, I made a statue. I'm a talented sculptor. I know how to sculpt things, and I make like a sculpture of an image, you know what I'm saying? A man, and I made it. I made it with my hands. But after I make it, I'm gonna bow down and worship that. Something that I physically made with my own hands is stupid. That's why the scriptures call them dumb idols. Let me get the definition of that word idol right quick. Just to show you, man. It's idol is literally, it just show you how stupid, how sottish Israel is, man. Because we will literally turn our back on the real power just to go engage in idolatry. And that's what ultimately moved the Heavenly Father to wrath, because we went after the gods of these other nations, man. We went after their gods, but their gods was fake. How many Jakes you see out here, man? Muslims, you know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, man. Some of the people that are very famous in this world. You know what I'm saying? They were what? They were Muslims, man. They were worshiping a fake God, man. Yeah, this is idol in the blue letter H457. It's the outline of biblical usage of naught, good for nothing, worthless, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no point in worshiping to something, an inanimate object, man. It ain't no point in worshiping a painting, man. An image of this white image of who the world called Jesus Christ, man. That's fake. That's nothing. It means nothing, man, to the Lord. You know, once again, why turn your back on a real power and go and be an idolater, man? Because once again, that's what moved the Lord to wrath in the first place, man. Going a whoring after these false gods, man. And we serve a jealous power, as the scriptures say. Let me read that again. Outline of biblical usage of naught, good for nothing, worthless, of physicians, a shepherd, a divination, of false gods, man. False gods, man. You know, fake gods, man. You know, that, you know, like I say, Allah do not answer your prayers, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything that was given to you was given by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Whether you be a Arab over there in the Middle East, whether you be a Chinese over there in China, everything was given to y'all by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Them idols that y'all worship, and like I say, that's why us as a nation, it's very important that we don't follow after that. You know, because as the scriptures say, judgment begins at the house of Yahweh, man, at in Israel, man. So we the ones that's gonna get punished for that because, you know, as the scriptures say, matter of fact, let me get that in Sirach 17 and 17. This is Sirach chapter 17, verse 17. It says, for the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion, man. You know, the Lord allowed these nations to serve other gods, and you understand, these fake gods, man, because ultimately we set the standards, man. We the ones who's supposed to set the standards. You know, really they supposed to be worshiping. We supposed to be the mediator between Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Shai to Yahweh Shai, Israel, then these other nations, man. We're supposed to be an example to these people of how to worship properly, man. Let me go back to that. This is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 8. It says, their land also is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers made. You know, just basically laying back and off that Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 18. You know, this is, you made this, whereas the Lord made us. That's like the Lord literally making people and then bowing down and worshiping them. Yeah, and what kind of sense does that make? You know, to worship something that, you know, was literally made by man's hands, that can't even, you know, clean itself if a bird doo-doo on it. You know, it's an idol. It can't move. It can't do nothing, man. It can't think. It don't have a brain, man. You people are so, you believe what you see, but you believe that you should bow down and worship a statue, a man-made statue, man. You know, so as a nation, yeah, this is a part of what brought us into this captivity, man. Worshiping the gods of these other nations, which are no gods, man, which are idols, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 19, verse 5, because it's a lot that comes with it, you know, with sacrificing to idols and believing in idols, man. That's the work of Satan. This is Jeremiah chapter 19, verse 5. It says, they have also, let me start at verse 4. It says, because they have forsaken me and have estranged this place and have burned incense in it unto other gods, whom neither they nor their fathers have known, nor the kings of Judah, and have filled this place with the blood of innocents, children, man. Or, as far as Israel, we sacrifice to our Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai was our sacrifice. But when you on the left hand side and you delving into these idols, man, you gotta sacrifice people, man. You gotta sacrifice people, literally, man. Anyway, verse 5. They have built also the high places of Baal to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal, which is an idol, which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither came it unto my mind. So this is the reason. It's not just because the Lord don't want us to work. Well, of course, He don't want us to worship statues, but Yahweh is a jealous power, man. It's just like you being it's a righteous jealousy, though. Just like you as a husband being jealous of your wife, sitting around here philandering around with other men. So I'm gonna conclude the lesson with that. Stay away from idols and idolatry until the next lesson. Shalom.